Hey, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, whichever you're watching this video on. Just want to jump on here real quick and bring another word of encouragement to you. But I also want to inform you of something as well. You can go over and check out my YouTube channel. It's called Devotions with PDM or Devotions with David. You can look it up and it'll come up under one of those. The link is in my bio if you want to check it out. We're on YouTube, or you can check us out at Destiny Rising Church on YouTube as well. But I'm just going to drop this quick word of encouragement for you today. How many of you, I'm trying to think how to phrase this question. How many of you know the definition or understand, I guess is a better terminology for it, about options? Understand options, what they are. Do you understand that with options, you have to make a choice? Every morning you wake up, you have an option to get up or stay home from work. What's the just recompense of reward for that? You don't get paid, which means your bills get past due, and then your lights get turned off. You lose your car and what have you. But let's take that a little bit deeper. Options. Right here behind me, you see our three children. They're all adults now. They're all in their 20s now. And when they were younger, they didn't have many options because Mom and I made the decisions for them based on what we believed and how we thought that they should be raised. Let's go a little bit deeper. Many of you watching this grew up without options as well. I didn't have many options growing up. We had a life of poverty. You probably grew up in a life of poverty. Some of you probably grew up in a life of alcoholism, drug addiction, divorce. But as we got older, we have options. I'm going to read a couple scriptures to you real quick, and then I'm going to go forward with that. When you were younger, you didn't have many options, so you had to go along with whatever your parents or your parent was going with, or whoever raised you, your guardian at that time. But as you got older, you need to realize that you have options, which means the same bondage that you were subject to when you were growing up, you don't have to be bound by that any longer. You have a choice. There's so many options out there for you. Listen, here's a scripture for you. I'm going to read this and I'm going to talk about this just for a second. Matthew 16:24. It says, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and what? Take up his cross and do what? Follow me. Right there. He is giving us an option. Just like Jesus is giving you an option. He gave me an option to do what? Deny myself. Pick up my cross and follow him. The disciples had an option and they had choices. And I want to encourage somebody today to make the right choice. Speak life and not death. The choices you make today determine the outcome of any option that you choose for tomorrow. Let me go a little bit deeper with that. The choices you make today for your future, you will have to live by tomorrow. Yeah. So why not choose the right way? Choose the right path. Speak life over yourself. Speak life and not death. Listen, some of you have been faced with poverty, alcoholism, and you didn't know that you had an option now as an adult not to go that direction. But guess what? You can walk away from that. You don't have to go down the same road as your parents did. You don't have to go down the same road that the generational curse had attached itself to you and your bloodline. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to stay bound up to that bondage of sin. You can be free. All you got to do is make a choice today to walk the other direction. Listen, when he told the disciples to drop what they were doing and to follow him, listen, let me help you understand something else. Many of them had to make a choice. They left their boats and their nets. In other words, they left their identity and their livelihood. They began to obey Jesus' commands, leaving their own priorities They began to learn from him, beginning to leave their own opinions. And they began to imitate him, beginning to leave their self-righteousness because of the choices they made from the options that was presented to them. They were presented with the option to leave everything and to follow him. Why? Because they understood that on their life they had a bigger call. I need you, and you right there watching and listening to this while you're driving to understand that you have a bigger call in your life and that you have to make a choice. Whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, if you make it till tomorrow, you have a choice. Choose the right way, because you're faced with so many options on a day-to-day basis, and your choices will determine your tomorrow. So make the right choice. God bless.